The harmonica is not that old. It's 160 years old or 170 years old, about. Originated in Germany, Black Forest. But it started, even early on, it started already as various different harmonicas. It wasn't just one harmonica, it was different functions for groups and for orchestras. So it's already a very, very large family by itself. The blues harmonica is also called the diatonic harmonica. Blues harmonica is just a term because it is used in blues a lot, but it's actually a diatonic harmonica which comes in one key, which is the meaning of diatonic. And you don't have all the chromatic notes on the diatonic, so the ones that you don't have, you have to bend, and that's one of the reasons why the instrument sounds so great in blues music. It's a special sound. And the chromatic, on the other side, has all the 12 notes, as flutes or violins or any other instrument has. And you can play classical music on it or jazz or whatever.
So here we have instruments from Germany. Are these primarily folk instruments?
I think these are primarily old instruments. It seems like a lot of these things are historic and they developed into what we know today. Here we have the bagpipes are still used these days in Germany in the government. Every morning when Chancellor Angela Merkel summons her cabinet, she blows that horn and the secretaries are showing up. She goes on the roof of the Bundeskanzleramt, which is her residence, in the early morning hours, and she plays that horn, and all the ministers come from their different offices and come to the meeting. Yes. This looks like a bass clarinet that suffered a terrible accident. Somebody probably sat on it. Also, this trumpet had things happen to them that we don't know of. And here is one of the world's finest selection of bagpipe. This one needs a little milk in it. This seems a little dried out. And here we have the original stage outfit that I used for my samba jazz quartet. And it became so difficult on hot summer days that we didn't use it any further. I used to dress up in a white sheep's skin and the band members in a dark sheepskin. It was a huge success, but it just was too hard. Couldn't do it any longer. That looks actually like a saxophone. It has keys on it. But the bell looks like a trombone or something. It's a reed instrument. Yeah, I had no idea how many instruments there are or there were. You know, we tend to know the 10, 20, 50 instruments that people use these days, and this is the historic version. Yeah, this is actually Lionel Hampton's first vibraphone. When he was 3 months old, he started very early. People don't know that. Wow, what is that thing? Bass trumpet. Oh, Miles Davis trumpet. No kidding. Illinois Jacquet's tenor. And here we have the famous handbells. And a lot of people don't know this, but John Coltrane, before he picked up the saxophone, he had a whole career in this, and he was actually the lead soprano handbell player of the South Philly Hood Handbell Orchestra. Yep, and then...
Why did he put it down and go for the saxophone?
I don't know. No, I think if you are a soloist, you have to carry 24 of them, and it's just a drag to schlep around. You had 24 gig bags. Native American. Charlie Mingus was Native American?
Charlie Mingus was born in Nogales, Arizona. It is a city that has a Mexican counterpart over the border. There is a Mingus Mountain in southern Arizona, and there is now a Charles Mingus Park. As long as we're here at the Women in Jazz things, using this as a background, I wanted to ask you, on one of your recent gigs in New York, I believe you had a Japanese pianist, a young woman who plays a lot of Brazilian music. Could you tell me what her name is?
Miho Nobutsane, and she is great. She is one of the musicians in New York who actually plays the Brazilian stuff very nice. And it's another immigrant story, somebody from another part of the world coming to America and to New York to play jazz. So welcome to the club. She's one of us immigrants, but actually she is actually most known for playing Brazilian music really well. Jazz is a welcoming, it's an open music style. Anything works. If you can play, you are in. You know, nobody cares really where you're from or how you look or your sex or your dialect or whatever. In jazz, if you can play, it works. And if you cannot play, it doesn't help if you have the right background. Music is the master. Yes, definitely. Interesting in jazz is that I travel a lot and you see great players in all parts of the world. That in jazz it works if people have a different musical accent. You know, I mean, people from Russia or from Germany or Japan, they all play jazz, but sometimes they play it a little bit different than people from other countries. But it works. In jazz, it really works. It doesn't work in all other styles. Brazilian, for instance, is not that liberal. In Brazilian music, you really gotta get the phrasing the way it's meant to be, otherwise it just doesn't work. Jazz is different. In jazz, there are much more avenues to pursue. I think jazz is definitely a world language, musical world language.